Oh my God, I see the way you shine. Take your hand, my dear, and place them both in mine.
Hello, my loves. Welcome back to my channel. Today's look is very dark. It's a little bit darker than what I'm used to. I've just been seeing it all around like social media, and I really wanted to try it out because I really wanted to get my feet wet in this category. So I'm gonna teach you how to do this whole shebang, and it's gonna be amazing, and it's gonna be quick and easy and very simple to follow. So let's jump right on in. Okay, so as you know, this look is inspired by, you know, a more punk, more edgy look. So I already have like the two different contacts in because might as well just get this show rolling. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start with the eyebrows, and I'm just gonna start with a line right down the middle so I can have a nice spot so that I can have them to be even when I draw my template underneath. And then I'm gonna just go ahead, fill them in with my Bobbi brown eyeshadow that I fill my eyebrows in, and then I will just finish up the eyebrows all together. So let's jump into it.
Your magic white rabbit has left its writing on the wall. We follow like Alice and just keep diving down the.
Okay, so once I have my eyebrows are filled in and they look decent today, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna carve out the brows. I use a light foundation that's way too bright for me, and I use it to carve out the bottom, while as on top I will use a Fenty that's more so my shade specifically, and I will use it to carve out the top, because with a dark skinned female you really want your bottom to be lighter but your top to be the exact shade of your skin. That way it gives it a more natural look. You don't really want the top and bottom to be bright because then it just looks oof. Anyway, so yes, we're gonna jump right in. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to take the foundation that I used to carve out my brows. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna do a fan motion right in between my eyebrows so that it'll just be a lighter T-zone. Afterwards, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go in with my color corrector from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm going to use it in Coral. Just really cover up the dark spots underneath, because you know you don't really want the luggage of the day hanging around your eyes. So we're just gonna cover it up so that when we put on our foundation, it'll be just really flawless and we can just move forward. So.
Fix your broken promise. Our ties have come undone. I wanna be you.
Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the foundation that I used to carve out my brows. I'm going to use that to take it all the way down to my eyelid so I can get a really great blank canvas going on. Once I have that down, I'm going to then pack it in with a pressed powder that is around the same color so that I don't have just the loose foundation just moving all over, because then it'll crease and it's just not gonna look cute when I put the colors on. So we're just gonna pack it down and give it a solid look. So. Okay, so I went on ahead and I drew two small little lines down the bridge of my nose just to give it like a very slight contour. But the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a beauty blender to go in and just kind of dull down the red color corrector that we have put on. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to finish up my forehead, which means I'm going to go in, I'm going to put the Fenty on my forehead just to kind of give it one shade, and we can kind of like move forward with the process. So.
Your white room, straight jacket.
Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna reach into the Warrior palette by Juvia's Place, and I'm going to grab the very regular brown in there, and I'm just gonna go all over my eyelid with it so that I can create a very blank canvas that's the exact same color of my skin tone, so that I can move forward. So that way, when I put on my other colors, it's gonna really just like pop, and that's really what you need when you do have darker skin. You need a nice blank canvas. So let's go for it.
White rabbit has left its writing on the wall. We follow like.
Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go in with this color from Morphe. It's originally a bronzer, but I am always here for repurposing. So I'm gonna use this color, and I'm gonna go in right around the lid of my eye, so that I can achieve a nice deeper look to like basically the structure of my face. So let's go ahead.
Keep diving down the hole. We're falling and we're
gonna dip into our palette by The Makeup Shack, and this one is called Rainforest. And we're going to open it up. Very large palette, love it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna dip into the dark brown that is sitting right here. And we're gonna go in and we're going to do just the corners right here and right here, just to give it just a deeper look, just to even deepen the darkness that we put right here. We're gonna add the dark brown right in the corners to give it more of a smokier look. So we're gonna chop into that. If you do feel like, you know, it's not dark enough, you can always dip into the black that is sitting right there in the corner and add a little flare. You know what I mean? Just really go with it, you know? Go with the flow. Okay, so once we do that, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go in with the red, the brighter red that is right here. It's very vivid. This one's more of a pastel. It's a little brighter, but this one is like the red we're going for. We're gonna go for this red from the same palette, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna apply the red right here. You want to avoid your lid. You want your lid to still be very, very clean, still the exact same color as like the rest of your skin. You want to like try to like avoid it. If not, it's okay. We will go back in with the brown to like reapply. But we want to apply the red just very gently, like right here and right here. And we want to do it very, very gently. Just give it like a hint. You know, nothing too crazy. Just a nice little hint. All right, so. And just keep diving down the hole. So if you did spill some of the red, or it did a little fall out onto your lid, just go ahead, reach back into the Warrior palette and just fill it back in. Just cover it back up. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna finish up the skin. Because of the look we're doing, we need to go ahead and finish it up so that we can add the under eye color. So I use L'Oreal because it's a wonderful shade and it fits me perfectly. And I'm going to head and fill in just the skin, finish up the eyebrows, and just kind of bring in both the skin and the eyebrow look together. So. So once we have that pretty much done, the next thing we're gonna do, because we need to finish up the face, is put on our concealer. We're gonna put it all around, and of course around like the lip, and then we're gonna blend that out, and we're just gonna move forward and then compact it with a pressed powder. That way you don't look too casket ready, and then we can move forward. So. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna apply some eyeliner right around the lid. So this eyeliner, usually I do a very thin line because usually you don't need too much, but for this specific look, I am gonna do a much thicker line. And if need be, I will dip into my e.l.f. liquid liner because it just gives me more fluidity and I can control it a little more than a pen or a felt tip marker. So we're gonna go ahead and do the liner. We're not gonna do a wing because when the corners of your eye look are darker or they have like a black in the corner, you usually don't need a wing because you're not gonna see it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start that now. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take a white liner that is usually used on the bottom line. It's just a little crayon. I'm just gonna take it and go right along my bottom lid to give my eyes a bigger feel. It's almost gonna give you like a baby doll look, and that's kind of what we're going for. So we're gonna go ahead and apply that now. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do, now that we officially look like Pinocchio, we're going to go back into the Rainforest palette that we had earlier. And you see that dark brown that's right in there? We're going to take that and we're going to go all around from literally the start from here, and we're going to take it all the way to the corner so that we can kind of enclose the eyes. Because right now it just looks like we have a lot of eye and there is no bottom lid. So we want to go ahead and close that up. If it's not showing up on your skin, that's fine. I understand. It may blend in. Go ahead, smack some of that black in there, and it's going to pop it back out. So. once that's done, the next thing we're gonna do is we're going to apply our baking powder. I like to apply it first because I am going to have, you know, those 2 black lines. So I'm going to go ahead and apply my translucent powder so I can sit here and kind of just settle all of the foundation on my face. So the next thing we're going to do while we're sitting here baking is we're going to go ahead and add a highlight underneath our brow bone, because that's going to really bring the look together from here up. So we're going to go ahead and highlight just right here and right here. And of course I'm using black Radiance because they are amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and put it just right underneath. So hop in it. All right. The next thing we're going to do once that's done, we're going to go ahead and basically blend out the baking powder that we have been having here sitting. So let's go ahead. So I took the liberty of going on ahead and darkening underneath the eye because it just wasn't popping the way I needed to, but now it is. Honestly, all I did was I went back in with the same palette, used the black, and just went back in and just did it again because it just wasn't popping. You know what I'm saying? But we're popping now. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and add our bronzer. This is from Wet n Wild, but I really like it because it adds like the perfect shade that I need. So I'm just gonna go across here and across here, a little here, and maybe if I'm feeling spicy, maybe a little right here. So we're gonna go ahead and add the bronzer, and then of course we're gonna top it off with the same highlight that we put underneath our brow bone. We're gonna put on top, of course. And then from there, then we're gonna add the finishing touches as far as like lips and the extra decorations. So
What I want, what I deserve. I won't brainwash us.
all right, so of course, you know, we still have these 2 contour lines on our nose. So we're just gonna go ahead, smooth those out, make them like really not as visible, but still, you know, visible, because, you know, we put them there for a reason. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. If there's anything else you need to touch up, now would be the time. So okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put on our lashes. So I use House of Lashes glue because it dries black and it stays on and it's wonderful. And I'm going to use just regular mascara underneath so that I can, if there was any fallout, my eyelashes will still be black, which is so important. And then of course I'm gonna add some mascara on my bottom lid just so I can have some eyelashes on my bottom lid.
Control, you're pulling us, dragging us down this dead end road. Your magic.
Okay, once the lashes are on, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add our finishing touch, which is going to be our 2 black lines. So we're gonna go ahead and add those now. I would personally recommend either using eyeliner or actual, if you just so happen to have it laying around the house, face paint, because those would be the quickest things. Using like a eyeshadow would work, but it wouldn't be as neat. So we want to go for precision. You know, if you're gonna do it well. You know what I mean? So we're gonna go ahead and jump right on in.
Your magic, white rabbit has left its writing on the wall. We follow like Alice and just keep diving down the hole. We're falling and we're loose.
Okay, so once we have the 2 lines painted on, the last thing we're gonna do is our lips. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a black that fades into red, and if it needs any help, I will throw some brown in there for a nice transition color. If probably won't, honestly. So we're gonna do black for the outliner. We're gonna have it fade into a red in the middle, and that's how we're gonna do that. And we're just gonna use basic products, black lip. I have a red lipstick that's gonna go right in the smack in the middle. We're gonna make it happen. So.
You're pulling us, dragging us down this dead end hole. Your magic, white rabbit has left its writing on the wall. We follow like Alice and just.
A little setting spray to end the day. Just a little. Whew. And that completes the look. Of course I have lipstick on my teeth because. And this is the completed look. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, just leave them right beneath at the bottom and I will get to them literally as quickly as possible. So I can't wait to see you guys soon and thank you for watching.